All right, gang. So today's video is about the whiteboard brief and what we would expect in a whiteboard brief so that you have a general outline that you can kind of come back to that makes it more of a blueprint and just something that you can always fall back on so that the message you communicate to the class is clear for the day, and overall, the people in front of you, they have a better understanding of what we're about to do than maybe what they had stepping into class, okay? So behind me on the whiteboard, just gonna go through each one, all right? But the first bit that we wanna do is, typically we do this at the whiteboard like this, and with our class, we wanna bring people in closer to the whiteboard, okay? And that serves a few purposes, you guys. One, it's just so they can visually actually see what's on the board. They can look at it and be able to read and try to better interpret what's going on. The other thing is it helps create more of that group cohesiveness and creates more of that team factor, right? When you pull people in close, generally speaking, they're going to be more bought into what they're doing and they're going to be listening to you better. So it really sets the tone. And for you as a coach too, once you're able to have people in close like that, it puts that spotlight on you and it helps you kind of break through that initial ice of the class so that really everything after that just becomes more easy, okay? So think about that, bring in the group in so that they can see everything on the board and so that we're together to start the class and it's not broken up and split up, into different pieces and we don't have people doing different things, right? So that's that first bit, okay? The other thing is we want to have a warm welcome, right? It's not something that we want to be robotic or super uptight and serious. So the ways that you have a warm welcome, one of them, this is always something that I have to work on, but just having a smile and knowing, letting people know that, this is meant to be a fun day, whether it's having a warm welcome where it's as simple as, saying, hey, how's it going today? How's everyone feeling? Having that general group check-in can help bring people at ease and overall be more excited, right? If we're kind of monotone and we jump straight into the whiteboard brief without acknowledging, people's presence, their ability to listen and want to do the things that we're gonna do for the day, it's usually a little bit more challenging. So just being ready there to have that whiteboard brief be lighthearted, to smile, to check in with your people from the week, asking them, a group question, that kind of stuff goes a long way so that they know that at the end of the day, this is gonna be a fun hour. It's gonna be, the best hour of their day, right? So having that warm welcome, and the biggest purpose is to give them an idea of what they're looking at. So the next one is giving them an overview of what's about to happen in class. We know that the whiteboard will have a lot of stuff on there and we're trying to take all that stuff and just make that focus much smaller. So usually in an overview, we want to communicate, hey, is this a single focus day? Are we just doing one workout? Is there one priority? Okay, that might look like doing the workout Cindy, which is a 20-minute AMRAP of 3 movements. That's a singular focus day. That's one version of it. Many times we'll have a 2-part day, you guys, where it's going to be a strength plus a workout. And we want to let them know about that too, because generally speaking, those classes, they're a little bit tighter on your timeline. So if we let them know, hey, today we have a 2-part workout where we're going to build to a 1-rep max snatch and then lead into our workout of Isabel, which is 30 snatches for time. They have an idea that, we're going to be moving from one thing to the next and we're going to have 2 focuses so that your classes just know to keep things going and it holds you accountable too, all right? Because some classes will be more detail oriented and more focused on teaching and skills and correcting if we have that sole focus for the day versus having multiple components. 2 parts can be strength plus workout. 2 parts can be, hey, we're gonna focus on gymnastic skill and then an interval workout, okay? So that's another 2-part day. And even as far as having a 2-part day being the actual workout portion first, which might be 15 to 20 minutes, and then we may have a post-workout after that, and that might be dedicated towards accessory work, okay? So just giving them that overview. It's not necessarily about reading everything that's on the board. Overview means stating, you know, how many movements are we doing in the workout, okay? Does it include a weightlifting, a gymnastics, and a monostructural? Just to give them, again, paint a better idea of what they're going to get into kind of at a glance, okay? So that's really the overview. The overview can include the time cap for the day and maybe any other details that they just need to know, okay? The next bit is scaling options, right? For scaling, you know, we'll have a lot of days where we have our members look at the board, you'll do your overview, and then their first thoughts in their head are, hey, this is gonna be really hard. These movements are really high skilled. Wow, this workout looks really heavy. How am I gonna be able to do that, right? And so going over, you know, from a glance, again, I keep using that word, the scaling for the day can help our class as a whole feel like they are able to accomplish what they're gonna do when they know that they have a suitable option based on their needs, okay? So overview of scaling can be talking about the beginner, the intermediate, and the RX, and just noting that there will be lighter, moderate, heavier weight options for the day. If we have a higher gymnastic skill, like ring muscle-ups, right? To let them know that, hey, ring muscle-ups is the RX option, an intermediate option. We might have an assisted muscle-up or a low bar muscle-up. And then the beginner option will include ring rows and push-ups, okay? Just so that, again, people know that they have something that is relevant to them and they're gonna feel more confident in what they're about to do. So just touching up on the scaling options for the day, we wanna have that as well. And then we always wanna, after we wrap that up, the whiteboard brief is not something that we want to have a ton of standing time. I try to keep whiteboard briefs to 2 minutes, 2 to 3 minutes. Once we start stepping into 4 and 5 minutes, it can be a lot of information that starts to just kind of blow past them, and you can see when you look at them when people are checked out. So 2 to 3 minutes is what we're looking for time as far as a whiteboard brief. And when we wrap it up, finishing with, okay, do we have any questions? Because there still might be something that sticks out to someone, whether it's a scaling thing or possibly something that we missed, an injury, just so you can address that there so that they know moving forward that they're gonna be taken care of, okay? And you know, their questions could even be something from the previous day or the next day and how that works together. So it just kind of brings peace to everything after you've gone through the first few steps of the whiteboard brief, okay? And then real quick, just providing an example of this, okay? I'm just gonna give you a rundown of what it'll look like using a 2-part class day, okay? So here's what it looks like, all right? All right, guys, bring it on in. Good to see everybody here today, all right? You guys look tired already. Okay, so hopefully you guys are having a good week. I know we're later into the week here. We've had some workouts that have had some heavy use of the shoulders. How are we doing? Okay, so we're gonna accept this challenge today, right? Today, we have a 2-part class, okay? We have a focus on the snatch, so that's gonna be our primary movement for the day, where we have a strength piece. We have a 1-rep max snatch, okay? If you're newer with the snatch, today is gonna be seen more as a technique building day, so don't concern yourself with trying to go up and lifting as heavy of a weight as possible, okay? We'll break that down in the warm-up. For some of our more experienced athletes, if things are feeling good today, we wanna poke you, right? We wanna try to hit our heaviest number of the snatch, barring that our technique is there, okay? So that'll be our first focus. This is a 2-part day, meaning that once we work through the snatch, you guys, we will transition and we'll work into our workout of the day where the movement is still the snatch. The workout today is Isabel. That's gonna be 30 snatches for time, okay? And that weight's gonna be down to something we consider light to moderate. We'll figure out as we work with you guys where we should sit on that and what kind of weight selection we should do. But that's considered a short workout for you guys, okay? As far as scaling goes, most of us, it's gonna be reducing the load to be something where if we asked you to do 5 reps in a row, that you could do that. Today is not a day where we're failing, okay? And then if we have any injuries in here, okay, we can always change the range of motion on the snatch if we need to do a hang position, or if we can't go overhead, we can always substitute a power clean, okay? And we can always change the implement as well too. So even using a dumbbell in this scenario, that might be appropriate for you. Again, I'll try to help you with that, okay? Looking at that at a glance, do we have any questions today, okay, about what's going on? Okay. All right, let's get to the warm-up. That's what a whiteboard brief looks at a glance, you guys, okay? Just remember to come back to these components when you're getting ready to deliver your whiteboard brief so that it can make class start off on the right foot, all right? Good luck.